What's going on, y'all? It is that time of the week. It is Friday. Happy Friday to y'all. It is Mock Friday. Today, we are going to do a one quarterback league mock draft. It's going to be a standard lineup and it's going to be a PPR league. I have one league that I am in that is a one quarterback league. Every other league is pretty much a two quarterback or a super flex league. I think a lot of people are moving more towards the two quarterback and super flex leagues. However, there are some people out there that are still utilizing the standard one quarterback lineup. So we're going to do some mock drafts just to kind of give you an idea of what to expect for your upcoming draft. Let's get it.
To the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast with Waiver Wire Queen.
All right, y'all. So this draft is going to be via the Sleeper app. Again, it's a standard one quarterback league. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoy playing fantasy football, because we have a lot of great content, which is going to help you prepare for your season and it's going to help you stay competitive and have that edge over your competition throughout the season, because the ultimate goal at the end of the day is to win your league. We have a lot of great content, which is going to help prepare you for that journey. Let's get ready to do this mock. During this mock, I'll talk about some players I really love and some players who I feel stock is down. And I will also talk about some players who have the potential to do some great things this year. I'm going to talk about players other than the superstars that we all know and expect are going to do what they do every year and win big and help you win. So let's get right to this mock. Again, this is going to be via the Sleeper app, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I'll tell you a few things about this particular lineup. Again, it's going to be a standard lineup. It's going to have a kicker and a defense. I really don't utilize this lineup often. Most of the leagues I am in pretty much have gotten rid of the defense and the kicker. So this lineup, again, is going to be a quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, two flex, kicker, and defense to start with 7 bench slots. It's going to be a 12-team league, and I am going to try the wide receiver method. I'm going to try to go wide receiver heavy here. I'll tell you that my best record during the regular season came from going wide receiver heavy. When you are in a one quarterback league, you don't necessarily have to rush and get your quarterback early, although some people do prefer to still draft the top dogs early. I don't feel that it is quite necessary. You can still get a really good quarterback mid round. Now, again, some people feel differently. They want their quarterback early. Well, if you decide that you don't want to draft a quarterback early, just load up on the other positions and you still can get a very good starting quarterback. If it's a dynasty league, I do recommend prioritizing a younger quarterback. You do not want to have an old team, because you're going to find yourself in rebuild fairly quickly. And again, understand the difference between dynasty and a redraft. And that will help you prepare for your draft. You know, the redraft, just think of it, redraft. You're going to redraft every single year and have a different team. Dynasty, you're going to have your startup draft, which is going to consist of all players and most likely the rookies. And then going forward, your drafts will most likely be just rookies, and you'll keep your team. You'll keep your team unless you make trades and moves like that. But let's stop talking and let's get to this draft, because I'm excited. I am excited. I'm always excited about the drafts. So let's go. So, all right, we're going to get ready to start this draft. Again, I'll talk about some players that I really love and some players that I'm like, oh, I am simply not high on them. There are a lot of players who have a lot of things going on this season that, you know, they really need some assistance. Like, you know, there's some wide receivers whose stock may be down because their quarterback situation has changed, and some other factors. And I'll kind of touch on a few of those. So let's just get ready to start this draft. And again, what I'm going to do is focus on wide receiver heavy. So if there is a good wide receiver at pick number 6, I'm going to snatch him up. And again, I'm going to try to go wide receiver heavy. So I'm going to try my best to do 2 wide receivers with my first 2 picks. So let's get this draft started. Trying something different. Let's see how this goes. And we're on. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor will most likely always be the top running back off the board. In your standard leagues, he most likely will be the top player off the board. He'll go first. Now, CMC second, I do not totally recommend that because, again, we know that CMC has had issues with his health, and that is a concern, a huge concern. And I don't recommend drafting him that early because ask anyone who's drafted him that early the last 2 seasons. Ask them if they have won their leagues. And if they tell you they won their leagues, they ain't telling you the truth. Ask them that question and they'll tell you I ain't win and I'm staying away from him. So don't do it. So wide receiver wise, have some great options. I can go Cooper Kupp or I can go Jamar Chase. Most people would say go Cooper Kupp. I am going to go Jamar Chase. Let's see what he did. Just very, very good. I'm telling you, he is the guy. He's my guy. So with Jamar Chase, he, kind of started out slowly during, OTAs and a lot of rumbles about him having a lot of drops. But you know what? He proved everybody wrong, People were concerned that he was going to be a bust. Obviously, we know how that turned out. So this is what I really love here. So I'm going, again, wide receiver heavy in this draft. Okay, so I said my first 2 picks were going to be wide receivers. So I love this. Pairing Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb. I'll tell you this. With CeeDee Lamb, I expect some big things this season from him. CeeDee Lamb has the opportunity to do some great things this season because guess what? We all know that a certain somebody was traded from the team and he is no longer in the building, and that is going to help CeeDee Lamb take it to the next level like we all have expected him to do. We expected CeeDee Lamb to take the next step. And it's going to be amazing this year because we all know that high power offense of the Cowboys. And you got to think Michael Gallup, we don't know if he's going to be ready week 1. And, Cooper's no longer in the building. Obviously, CeeDee is the number 1 wide receiver and he's going to show out. So be prepared for that. Now, I can go 3 wide receivers, but no, I'm not. I'm going to look at some other players and see. Nice little wide receiver there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go and just grab my tight end, which is very good move. Grab my tight end, and I'm confident in that. Obviously, when you do your mock drafts, the drafts don't go as the mock. So you got to always be prepared for that as well. So understand that and know that, it's not. So I think it's kind of crazy how the rankings for Breece Hall, I've seen him ranked ahead of Joe Mixon. Okay, we know he has the talent. However, let's see him play first. Joe Mixon's a bit more proven, so he would be somebody that I would prefer to go with. Just kind of be careful with that. But right now, I don't feel like it's a bad move for me to take Breece Hall. He is the top rookie running back, so I don't have a problem with that. You know that they have Michael Carter, so you know that, hey, there's a possibility that, Michael Carter is gonna get the majority of the snaps. I doubt that. Breece Hall is an every down back, so I feel like Michael Carter's stock is down, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So I can go quarterback here because I really do like the quarterbacks on the board, but I'm still just gonna add some more players to my team. I did say I was going to go wide receiver heavy, so going back to Michael Carter. Okay, yeah, underwhelmed his rookie season, and guess what? They said, We're not having it. Breece Hall is in the building. I expect Breece Hall at some point to really take over that backfield because he has that talent. He's already, to me, better than Michael Carter. So if you have Michael Carter, I hope you got Breece Hall. If not, then yeah, it's gonna be a problem for you. So now I want to see who I can get. I can go with for running back or I can go quarterback. I still feel like there's some solid quarterbacks on the board, so where I can now say, hey, maybe I should go and grab my running back. I do like Damien Harris and I do like Kareem Hunt. The only thing with Harris is he's always hurt. That is a huge problem for him. But when he's on the field, he plays very well, and I do believe they'll still go running back heavy as far as Harris getting a lot of touches with Ramondre in the mix for touches as well. So I can either go for my quarterback now, which this will make sense, and this is why I'm going to go with Dak right here, is because I'm going to pair him with CeeDee Lamb. Not a bad idea. So let me give y'all a few of my favorite rookies. Kenneth Walker. One of the main reasons he's one of my favorites is because he has the opportunity this season and definitely next season to end up being the lead back. Chris Carson, I don't think he's going to get back on that field. Neck injury, neck surgery. He hasn't always been healthy throughout the seasons for most of his career. The neck, that is just dangerous, and you don't play with it. Rashad Penny finished the season on a high note. But again, he's another player who's always hurt. So Kenneth Walker has the opportunity. And again, Carson and Penny aren't under contract after this season. So there you go. Zamir White. Hey, what's going to happen with Josh Jacobs? We don't know. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option, so we'll have to see. You got to think Josh McDaniel. I think it's going to be more of a committee. Let me get back to drafting, and then I'll get back to telling y'all a little bit more about, how I feel about some of these players and who I really love. Rashad Bateman, I really think is going to have a very good season this year because obviously they traded Hollywood. They didn't add any wide receivers in the draft. Bateman instantly becomes the number one. And right now, if you look at that team, he is the most talented wide receiver. Let's see what I want to do. I can go Singletary. I can go with any one of these guys, or I can go wide receiver heavy. Like I said, I was going wide receiver heavy, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just jump a little bit and go down here. Although I do like Bateman here, I'm going to just go and get my guy because I know he's not going to be available. Chris Olave. Love Chris Olave. I think my only concern is what we're hearing about Winston early is he's off and he's not hitting that those deep balls down the field. Obviously, he's still recovering from knee surgery, so we have to be patient. But this can get really concerning for me as we get closer to the season because I still feel like he may not be 100%, which may impact Chris Olave's production. So that's something to monitor. But I do think Olave is talented as hell, and that's what I'm going to say about that. Now, out of my wide receivers, I got a few of them, but let's start looking at other positions outside of just the wide receiver. I can look at if there's somebody at the wide receiver position that I really just like on the board right now, then I'll go wide receiver. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go running back. And again, I think Penny, if he's healthy, is the favorite to lead. I do feel like it's going to be a lot of Penny and a lot of Kenneth Walker. So it's not going to just be one dominating the draft. I mean, it's not going to be just one dominating the touches. It's going to be a lot of both of them. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I can go young. Or again, let's see. Is there anybody? I really like Williams. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add another running back. I like James Cook. I think he's going to end up having a very good season this year with that talented Buffalo offense. I think it's going to be great. Now, again, I'm sticking to my wide receiver heavy. If there's somebody there I like, I'm going to take him. I just simply do not like Christian Kirk's game, and I don't like the whole Kirk and Lawrence. Christian Kirk, to me, he's not a number one. We'll see what happens this year. Hopefully I'm wrong because I want the kid to succeed. I want them all to succeed. So I'm going to go young here again and get my young guy. I'm wide receiver heavy, guys, is the goal here. Let's go back to talking a little bit more about those young players. Let's talk about Desmond Ritter, looking good in OTAs and mandatory camps. He has the opportunity to end up starting at some point this season for the Falcons because they're in rebuild mode and they need to know if he's their guy or not prior to the 2023 draft. So I do think at some point Mariota is going to end up, backing up Desmond Ritter because he's going to get his opportunity, which brings me to Drake London. Love the guy's game. If I am on the board in any of my rookie dynasty drafts and I'm on the board and he's on the board, I'm taking him. To me, he should be the first wide receiver off the board. George Pickens, nice, sneaky late first round pick. Definitely will be in the mix at some point in Pittsburgh. We all know they drafted Kenny Pickett. Johnson isn't happy, which is one of the reasons I do believe they added Pickens because I don't think they're going to want to pay Johnson the money that he wants. And we've watched that happen throughout the offseason with a lot of wide receiver movement, some of the top guys. Let me stop rambling, y'all, and get back into it. So let's see. So what I'm going to do here is, again, I am going young, and I'm going young and reaching. I'm not messing with Kenny Golladay, even though I'm a Giants fan. I like Alan Lazard. He's a nice sleeper. I think he's going to be good this year. Russell Gage is another one, but I'm going to go here and just get younger. So I'm going wide receiver heavy, going young, as you can see here. Let's get back to my rookies. I like Chris Olave. Again, Winston is struggling to push that ball down the field. He's still recovering from knee surgery, so we'll have to see. I like Jeremy Ruckert for the Jets as tight end. Johnny Wood has an opportunity. The Colts tight end position is not strong. It's weak as hell, so he has an opportunity at some point to get on the field. And if he plays well, he'll see some more time on the field. And I really like Damien Pierce, although I have Marlon Mack as one of the running backs I really love this season. We know the main issue with him is health. Health is wealth. Availability is important, and he is rarely available, okay? So Damien Pierce is a nice pick. Early, second, or late first. Don't wait because he won't be there. And a lot of that has occurred because of the unfavorable landing spots of other rookies this past NFL draft. So prioritize Damien Pierce, and if you want, handcuff him with Marlon Mack. Now let's get back into it because I've been rambling, y'all. Dotson has been doing the damn thing too. So and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna come down here and just go get Marlon Mack.
Wow.
And that's how I'm gonna do it. Get Marlon Mack because I hope he can stay healthy. And if he can stay healthy, he's going to be very, very good this year. I think David Njoku is going to have a solid season. I thought, Watson would play, but we don't know what's going to happen with him. So it's one of those things where you're like, wait and see. That's all we can do there. And again, I said I was going wide receiver heavy. So I have the opportunity to go wide receiver heavy and stay young. So I like Dotson. However, it's getting bare down here. But so I like Dotson, so I don't mind taking him. Think he's gonna have a nice season. I'm not high on Carson Wentz. Let's talk a little bit about some of the players I love at the quarterback position. Zach Wilson. Jets offense has improved. Breece Hall. You still have Michael Carter, Rucker, Uzamu, Conklin, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. If he doesn't play well, it will be because of him. It won't be because of anything other than his talent. So check for that. And then Derek Carr, he finally has a number one wide receiver, which is going to make a difference for him. He's going to get a healthy Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, just coming off of a career year. And they have McDaniels. And you also got to realize Carr threw for the most yards he's ever thrown in his career at 4,804. And I think we're going to run the ball as well. And it's going to be a committee, in my opinion. But I think Derek Carr is going to be really good this year. He's going to have a nice year. And I'm throwing in Matt Ryan. Yes, Matt Ryan. He, has an offensive line. That's all I'm going to say. An offensive line, Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. We all know he didn't have much outside of Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson last season. Ridley was gone most of the year and obviously gone this year. So, yeah. So, that's just what it is. Let's see. I do like Hayden Hurst this year as well. I also like Austin Hooper better. So I'm going to go with Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper's in a very good situation with the tight ends. Let's talk about some running backs I like this year. Travis Etienne, I really do like him this year. He's healthy. Technically, this is going to be his rookie year because, he missed his whole entire rookie season with that foot injury. James Robinson is not ready yet. Who knows if he's going to be ready to start the season? But what we do know is that Travis Etienne is showing out right now at OTAs and mandatory minicamp. Tony Pollard had a very good season, career year last year with the Cowboys, rushed for over 700 yards and had over 300 receiving yards. And they may give him more opportunities in the slot. I could think some of that is because he's very good in the passing game. As a receiving back, and also with Gallup potentially not being ready. So Tony Pollard is going to be on the field a lot. I talked about Marlon Mack signing with the Texans. If he's able to stay on the field and remain healthy, he will be the starting running back. So should you take a chance on him? Yes, you should. Kenneth Gainwell, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with him this year. We all know that Miles Sanders is always hurt, and they still have Wilson Scott, so we'll see. I'm looking for him to be more consistent and have more of an opportunity this upcoming season. Wide receivers, I talk about Russell Gage. All I can say is Tom Brady. That's all I need to say. And Godwin, definitely not going to start the season. So Russell Gage is definitely going to be in the mix. Jerry Jeudy has Russell Wilson. He has his first quarterback that is actually really, really good. Okay, so that is the key right there. He has a good quarterback, which is important because we all know so far in his career he has struggled, and part of that is horrible quarterback play and injuries. Allen Lazard should be the number one wide receiver for the Packers. Devontae Adams was traded. They drafted Christian Watson and they signed Sammy Watkins. If Sammy Watkins can remain healthy, I think he'll have a good year. Another player I love, Michael Pittman. Loved him last year as a breakout player, and he was that breakout player with over 1,000 yards. I expect him to be even more consistent this year with Matt Ryan. Ready to see him work. Allen Robinson is going to have a bounce back here. You go from playing with a team that's in rebuild to playing with Matthew Stafford versus playing with a rookie quarterback and that high-powered offense out there for the Rams, playing with Cooper Kupp. You already know what's going to happen. Easily going to hit 1,000 yards this year. MVS, him and Mahomes, they're building this rapport. I'm going to predict MVS is going to have a better season than Mecole Hardman. Let's see how that goes. Let's see it. I'm curious. Now, technically, I should be picking a defense here. Let's see if it allows me to do something else. Or I'm going to pick my little defense. I like Zamir White because, again, we don't know what's going to happen with Jacobs after this season. So I like Zamir White. I do. That's one of the main reasons. Some tight ends who I really love. Cole Kemet had over 600 yards his past season. should be more consistent this year. Jimmy Graham is not with the team anymore, and Cole Kemet is the guy. Brevin Jordan's another player. Should be the starter, should be on the field much more and be more consistent this season. Austin Hooper, signing with the Titans. Obviously, the Titans traded their number one wide receiver. We know Burks is struggling right now with several different things, and mainly asthma. So Austin Hooper is going to be in the mix, but always understand that the Titans are a run first team. So don't get it twisted. They're a run first team, but Hooper should have his best season since playing for the Falcons, because the Browns, that just wasn't good. Zach Ertz, I'm very high on him. One being, we all know that Hopkins is going to miss the first 6 games due to a suspension. And Alberto, who I always call him Alberto, with the Broncos, tight end, instantly is going to be the starter. Should be good this year. And it's time for me to draft somebody. I actually like Darrell Williams. Since he signed with the Cardinals, he's going to have a role. He's always been consistent when asked to play for the Chiefs. So I expect him to, have an opportunity at some point. Connor is incapable of staying healthy. So, yeah. Just like that. I'm staying away from any running back on the Dolphins because they are just, they just have too many injuries. Too many injuries for me. Okay, I'm just going to snatch a defense up. I really thought the Commanders' defense was going to be good last year, but no, just not good at all. Really, really terrible. So it is what it is, though. And let's talk about some players whose stock is down. Obviously, I talked about Michael Carter. All I have to say is they drafted Breece Hall. Again, those running backs for the Dolphins. Obviously, Chase Edmonds, Mosar, he's incapable of staying healthy. With Edmonds, he didn't really take advantage of the opportunity this past season with Drake leaving for Vegas. He lost his job to Connor, who ended up being let go, and they didn't want anything to do with him anymore in Pittsburgh, which is why they ended up drafting Najee Harris. Again, that backfield has too many running backs, and it's just going to be a committee. Someone, coach coming from the 49ers, you already know what's going to happen. They're going to use every running back that they have on that roster. Myles Gaskin, again, one hit wonder, 1 year wonder, whatever you want to call it. And then they did sign the undrafted rookie, Zaquandre White. Hey, White may end up getting on the field. You figure Sony Michel, he seems to get hurt. Monsart gets hurt. Gaskin just didn't do well at all last season. And Edmonds, again, didn't rise to the occasion when he was given the opportunity to start. Antonio Gibson should be concerned. They drafted Brian Robinson, and they somehow managed to talk McKissick out of signing with one of the top offenses in the NFL in the Buffalo Bills to come on back with the Commanders. And remember, he didn't even have a large role last year. After having a very good season in 2020, his role decreased in 2021. So I would have went with the Bills. But, hey, maybe he just loves playing for the Commanders. And DK Metcalf, quarterback issues, in my opinion. Like Drew Lock. We're talking about Drew Lock. Drew Lock is what we're talking about here. Okay? That's an issue. Drew Lock. That's all I got to say. That's the biggest factor right there. But Geno Smith may be winning that job. I don't know what's going on with the app. It appears to be struggling right now, not making the picks. It was. I mean, it should be auto picking, but I don't know what the heck's going on. So I'm just gonna end the draft. That's very strange. I've never seen that happen. Let's just do a little quick look at my crazy team. Didn't get a kicker, but obviously I wouldn't do that in the real draft. So I ended up with Dak, Brees Hall, Damian Harris, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, George Kittle, Michael Pittman, Chris Olave. I got really young towards the end. I would probably move Olave to the bench and start Marlon Mack. I got Pickens, Williams. I got really young. I like my team. I simply do. I really, really love my team, y'all. So we're going to end up shutting this draft down. So we're going to shut that draft down because for some reason the sleeper app isn't responding. I don't know what the heck's going on. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, when you are doing your draft, again, a one quarterback league draft, do not reach for your quarterback in the first round. Either get your running backs or your wide receivers. I liked pairing Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb up. I probably would have done something a little bit different. Instead of going Kittle, maybe I would have went with another running back. That would have been the only thing that I would have changed. And then I would have gotten a lesser tight end later. Maybe I would have went with Pat Freiermuth or maybe Gesicki. So that was the only thing I would have changed, because then I would have added another running back to the mix or another top tier wide receiver. Again, don't reach for your quarterbacks. And again, as you can see, the damn computer is still on the CMC tip, drafting CMC number 2, knowing that he's incapable of staying healthy. I want the man to be healthy, but he just can't stay healthy. So be careful and make sure you are being smart about picking CMC. Don't reach, just don't do it. All right, y'all, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave some comments and let me know what players you are targeting in your upcoming drafts. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoy playing fantasy football, because we have a lot of great content which is going to help you win your league, because the goal is to win, and that's all we're trying to do in 2022 is win. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast.